Hi, I'm Derek, and I'm going to be sharing with you how to overcome the number one client complaint for construction businesses, and that is my project is over schedule. They said it'd take 2 months. It's now 4. Nobody's here. It's way over schedule. I'm tired of it. So I'm going to be sharing with you how to keep construction projects on schedule to make sure you have happy clients and you're not throwing away money or referrals. All right, the first thing that you need to do in order to keep construction projects on schedule is your project plan, your project schedule. This is something you're going to do in the pre-construction phase before any earth gets dug, before any walls get destroyed or demoed. You need a project plan in place. Generally, it's going to be a Gantt chart. That's G-A-N-T-T, the one with the little sliding bars, and it's going to show you actually every step by step of all the project from the very beginning, design, budgeting, planning, all the pre-construction, right into the start of the project, all the way through to finishing and the client turnover at the end, where you're handing over the happy new home or renovation to your clients. Very important to have this all nailed out. And you're also going to want to have a critical path on the Gantt chart. So it's, things like getting insulation in the walls. Well, what's on the critical path? Your inspections, the different pieces all leading up to it. This is also going to show you if you're way out on ordering or scheduling, what you need to be looking at that's critical to the project. If the siding doesn't go on the house right as the project says, you can still continue the interior progress. So something like that would not be on the critical path. So knowing the difference between what's critically important right now to keep the project on track and what can maybe be switched around or moved around to facilitate that. So that's number one, is you need to have your project plan in place. Number two, create some buffers and do quality control regularly. So buffers, have a little bit of buffer between the trades, a little bit of buffer between certain, inspections, because obviously not every inspection is going to be a green sticker or a check mark or whatever it is in your province in order to move on to the next stage. Often there's some deficiencies. Getting trades back can be a challenge sometimes. You're going to need a few days. So make sure you have some buffers in the schedule at critical times so that if things do go sideways a bit or there is something that just comes up, you are prepared for it and you have contingencies in your project plan. Quality control is another one. If you're not doing regular quality control checks throughout the project, well, things can come up where you've got to go back. You've got to take off drywall. You've got to go back because you have something that's leaking, or maybe a wall's crooked or out of plumb, and now you're in the finishing stages. You got to rip off baseboard or whatever. So doing regular quality control checks will ensure that your schedule is maintained throughout your project. All right, so those are the first two. Number three, this is a big one, support your trades. So you need to support the tradespeople, the workers that are on site. Make sure that you're asking them, how long is this going to take? Make sure that they're not pulling your leg and then giving you, weeks so that they can get their project done whenever they feel like it. But ask them, is this going to take a couple of days or a couple of weeks? I've run into this more often than I want to admit, but I've scheduled out a trade or some work for my employees where I've thought like, oh, it's reasonable. They can get it done in a couple of days or maybe a week. And then actually when I talk with them or they're on site, they're like, no, this is going to take us like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. And it's like, oh shit. Well, now I've got to throw the whole schedule off and reschedule all my different trades down the line, change my ordering. It's a hassle. So make sure you're talking with your trades and make sure you're providing for them and then know that they're like appreciated. Sites are clean. It's construction. Stuff happens. It's not always perfect, but do your best to make sure that it's ready for your trades. They're on time, but you're also on time with your project to provide a clean site so that they can get their work done efficiently and and stay happy. So that's number three. Number four, last one. Here we go. So nail down selections and ordering early. So what I mean by this, make sure your design, your selections, which paint colors you're using, which flooring are you putting in, everything that needs to be figured out ahead of time. Make sure that it is before the project gets started. This way, you're not going to run into a crunch, especially now with lead times being what they are, where you don't have something nailed down, you can't order it, and now you're waiting 2 weeks or a month because you weren't on time and you didn't order it when you should have. And now the last thing you want is for a project to stall out and have a lull where there's nobody on site, no trades. There's nothing that's going to piss off client longer than having part of their home ripped off or seeing their new home build, just sitting there with nobody working on it for weeks on end. So this is definitely another one. Make sure all your pre-construction is done in pre-construction, which is the design, selections, nail that all down, and also make sure you're ordering early and that you're checking on it, consistently, not just ordering a couple months ahead and expecting it to show up at the right time, but they're actually checking in, make sure nothing's changed on their end, because other people's schedules change and go out as well. So you follow those 4 key points, you'll keep your construction projects on schedule, you'll be much more profitable, you'll have much more referrals from clients. If you can maintain a schedule, you are well ahead of any competition in construction. It is one of the almost expected things in a construction project is for it to go over time. So if you can maintain your schedule, stay within like a reasonable amount of time. If you go a week or 2 over, no one's, probably going to matter. But if you're months off, that kind of thing can wear on a company. So if you want help with this, if you want help with creating a system for your project planning, creating your quality controls and buffers and putting your SOPs and just scheduling everything out and having this kind of information built in, baked into your company so that your project managers, your foremen, your employees, everybody understands it, reach out to me. There's a link in the description below to get a free course that's going to help you with systematizing your business, as well as ways to connect with me. So stay on schedule. I'll see you on the next one.